Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Facts Friction. So iOS 18 just dropped and you know I had to dive deep into it. We're talking new features, hidden gems, and everything in between. Now you've probably already seen the headlines about the big changes, locked apps, that redesigned Control Center we've all been waiting for. But trust me, there's a lot more to uncover. Apple packed this update with subtle tweaks and additions that you might not even notice at first glance. That's what we're here for though, right? We're going beyond the surface, digging into the details that make all the difference. And trust me, after using iOS 18 for the past few days, I've got a bunch of cool tricks and hidden features to share with you. So, if you're ready to unlock the full potential of your iPhone on iOS 18, buckle up, smash that like button, and let's get started. First up, let's head over to the battery settings. Now, this feature is super low-key, but if you're using a slower charger, iOS 18 will actually let you know. Just take a look right above your battery graph. See those orange bars in the charging history? Yeah, that's iOS 18 telling me I'm using a standard 5-volt Apple charger. It's a small detail, but it's actually pretty useful. Now keep in mind, it might take a couple of seconds for this to show up after you plug in your phone. And it won't necessarily tell you the exact wattage, but it's a good way to quickly see if you're getting the fastest charge possible. Honestly, I'm all for anything that gives me more insight into my battery life and charging habits, and this is a step in the right direction. Alright, moving on to something I know a lot of you are going to appreciate: video recording. iOS 18 is bringing some subtle but super useful improvements to the camera app, especially when it comes to video. Now, have you ever been recording a video and needed to pause for a second but didn't want to create a whole separate file? Well, iOS 18 finally fixes that. While you're recording, just hit the pause button. It's right there where the record button usually is. Want to start recording again? Just tap it again. Your video will pick up right where you left off, all in one seamless file. No more awkward jump cuts or having to stitch clips together later. It's the little things, you know? Alright, we're diving into the Photos app, and Apple's given us some quality of life improvements here. First up, the video scrubber. You know, that little slider you use to navigate through a video? Yeah, that thing just got a serious upgrade. It's not tucked away below the video anymore. It sits right on top of the video timeline itself. So much easier to use, feels more precise, more intuitive. And another small but welcome tweak: videos now loop by default when they reach the end. No more of that abrupt stop, it just plays again seamlessly. Small detail, but it makes watching videos in the Photos app a smoother experience. On to the next hidden gem. Ever have friends over and dread the moment they ask for your Wi-Fi password? Yeah, me too. But Apple's making it way easier in iOS 18. Remember those QR codes you scan with your camera? Well, now your Wi-Fi network can have one. Head into the new Passwords app. Yeah, they finally gave passwords their own dedicated app. Find your network and tap Show Network QR code. Now your friend can just point their camera at the code and boom, they're connected. No more awkwardly spelling out that 20-character password with a mix of uppercase, lowercase, and who knows what else. This is the kind of small but impactful feature I love seeing. It just makes life easier. Speaking of making things easier, we're talking flashlight here, people. That's right, the flashlight. Now, if you've got an iPhone 14 Pro or later, you know Apple introduced that super bright flashlight with the LiDAR scanner. But now in iOS 18, they're giving you more control over that beam. You can actually adjust the width. It's like having a zoom lens on your flashlight. So, instead of that concentrated beam, you can widen it up to illuminate a larger area. This is going to be super useful for everything from walking the dog at night to finding your keys under the couch. It's these little touches of control and customization that really elevate the overall experience. It's about making the everyday things you do with your phone just a little bit better, and that's what we like to see. Alright, iOS 18 has done some spring cleaning in the settings menu. It's not a complete overhaul, but they've definitely made it easier to navigate. You know how it used to be this endless scroll of icons, some Apple, some not? Well, now there's a dedicated apps section. This neatly houses all your apps, both Apple's own and the third-party ones you've downloaded. No more hunting through a long list to tweak an app's permissions or notification settings. It's all right there. Honestly, this is one of those quality-of-life improvements that you don't realize you needed until you have it. It just makes so much sense. Apple's been pushing for a cleaner, more organized user experience, and this is a step in the right direction. Next up, let's talk about that lock screen. We know you love to personalize it. iOS 18 brings a couple of cool tweaks to the table. First off, we've got new gradient options for the clock. You can choose from a bunch of preset gradients or even create your own custom ones. It's a subtle change, but it adds a nice touch of visual interest to the lock screen. But here's where it gets interesting. If you're rocking one of those awesome Astronomy Planet wallpapers, there's a new Magic Sparkle feature. Basically, it enhances the colors of the planet, making them pop even more. It adds this subtle shimmer that makes the lock screen feel super dynamic. I gotta say, it's pretty mesmerizing to look at. Okay, this one's a throwback for those who remember the good old days. Remember T9 dialing? You know, where you type in numbers corresponding to letters to find a contact? Yeah, it's back. iOS 18 brings T9 dialing to the phone app. It might seem a little old school, but trust me, it's still super useful, especially if you're the type who prefers tactile feedback over voice search. Just start typing in the numbers that correspond to the letters in your contact's name, and the phone app will start narrowing down the search results. It's a blast from the past that still holds up today. Think about it, you're in a rush, phone's in your pocket. You can quickly navigate to the contact you need without even looking at the screen. It's all about speed and efficiency, people. Alright, so you're the type who likes to automate everything, you know, the kind of person who loves making their life easier with just a few taps on their phone. Well, iOS 18's got something special for you in the Shortcuts app. It's like a treasure trove of new features waiting to be explored. We're talking about a serious upgrade to if statements. These aren't just any if statements, they're the backbone of your automation logic. You know, those building blocks of automation logic that make everything tick smoothly. Imagine being able to fine-tune every little detail. Previously, you could only use one condition in an if statement. It was pretty limiting, right? But now, iOS 18 lets you stack multiple conditions together. This means you can create more complex and nuanced automations. Want your phone to automatically switch to silent mode only if it's after 9 p.m. and connected to your home Wi-Fi? Or maybe you want it to dim the screen if the battery is below 20% and you're in a low-light environment? Now you can do that. The possibilities are endless, and the control is entirely in your hands. This opens up a whole new level of customization and control for your shortcuts. You can tailor your phone's behavior to fit your lifestyle perfectly. We're talking about creating some seriously powerful automations to streamline your digital life. Imagine the time you'll save and the efficiency you'll gain. Whether it's for productivity, accessibility, or just pure convenience, this update to Shortcuts is a game changer. It's like having a personal assistant in your pocket. I'm really curious to see the creative ways you guys use this feature. The community always comes up with the most innovative solutions. Drop your most insane multi-conditional shortcuts in the comments. I might feature some of them in a future video. Let's inspire each other and push the boundaries of what's possible with automation. Let's be real, the Photos app can sometimes feel like a black hole of memories. You've got years of photos just piling up. Thankfully, iOS 18 brings some much-needed organization to the table. First up, you can now finally create folders within your albums. Yeah, you heard that right. This is huge for keeping things tidy, especially if you're someone like me who takes a ridiculous amount of photos for, work purposes. But wait, there's more. Ever scroll through hundreds of photos just to find the one you took 5 minutes ago? Well, now you can sort your albums by recently added. It's the little things, And for those times when you accidentally screenshot something you'd rather not have in your main photo stream, iOS 18 lets you hide screenshots from view. Don't worry, they're not gone forever, just tucked away in their own separate album. Voice memos has always been a handy tool, but searching through hours of recordings? Not so much. iOS 18 changes that with a feature I never knew I needed. Voice memo transcription. That's right, your phone can now transcribe your voice memos, making them searchable by keywords. Imagine being able to instantly find that one brilliant idea you recorded weeks ago just by searching for a specific phrase. To use it, just open a recording, tap the new waveform icon, and hit Generate Transcription. It might take a few seconds depending on the length of the recording, but once it's done, you can easily scroll through the text or search for specific words. This is a game changer for students, journalists, or anyone who uses voice memos for note-taking or brainstorming. It's like having a personal assistant who transcribes your thoughts in real time. Alright, let's talk iMessage. You know, that place where group chats thrive and disappear just as fast. It's where we share our daily lives, from the mundane to the extraordinary and everything in between. iOS 18 brings some serious upgrades to the table. First up, emoji reactions. These aren't just your standard thumbs up or heart anymore. Remember when you could only react with the preset options? Yeah, that's gone. Now the entire emoji library is at your fingertips. Now you can react with any emoji your heart desires. Whether it's a laughing face, a crying face, or even a taco, the choice is yours. And it's not just about reactions, it's about expression. Emojis are a language of their own, and now you have the full dictionary. You can now drop stickers directly in line with your text, just like emojis. This means your messages can be more colorful and fun. No more clunky sticker packs taking up half the screen. Stickers are now seamlessly integrated into your conversations. It just feels more seamless, more integrated, more Apple. The user experience is smoother and more intuitive. But let's talk about the feature I know some of you have been waiting for: full resolution photo sharing in iMessage. This is a game changer for photo enthusiasts. That's right, no more blurry landscapes or pixelated group photos. Your memories deserve to be shared in the best quality possible. We're talking up to 100 megabytes per photo. This means you can share every detail, every nuance, without compromise. Finally, you can share those high-res masterpieces directly from your camera roll. Whether it's a stunning sunset or a candid moment, it's all there. Overall, iMessage in iOS 18 just feels more polished, more versatile. It's designed to make your conversations richer and more engaging. It's those little touches that really elevate the messaging experience. From the smallest emoji to the largest photo, iMessage has you covered. Now, accessibility features might not be the flashiest upgrades, but they're some of the most impactful. These features are designed to make technology usable for everyone, regardless of their physical or cognitive abilities. They ensure that no one is left behind in the digital age. iOS 18 takes things a step further with some really thoughtful additions. Apple has always been at the forefront of accessibility, and this latest update is no exception. The new features are not just about convenience, they're about empowerment. One that stood out to me is vocal shortcuts. This feature allows users to create custom voice commands for specific actions. It's like having a personal assistant that understands your unique needs. Imagine this: you're in the middle of something, hands are tied, and you need to quickly activate a function on your phone. Whether you're cooking, driving, or simply multitasking, vocal shortcuts can be a game changer. With vocal shortcuts, you can literally just say the phrase, and your iPhone makes it happen. No need to fumble through menus or touch the screen. It's all about making interactions seamless and intuitive. Need to start a timer? Just say, "Hey Siri, start a 5-minute timer." Super convenient. This is especially useful for those with mobility issues or visual impairments. And for those of us who experience motion sickness from, motion, there's a new feature called Vehicle Motion Cues. This is a thoughtful addition that shows Apple's commitment to user comfort. It uses subtle haptic feedback to provide a sense of direction and movement, which can actually help reduce that queasy feeling you get. This is particularly beneficial for people who spend a lot of time traveling. These might seem like small updates, but for users who rely on these features, they can make a world of difference. Accessibility is not just a feature, it's a necessity for many. It's all about making technology accessible and inclusive for everyone. By focusing on accessibility, Apple is ensuring that their devices can be used by the widest possible audience. This is technology at its best, serving humanity and making life easier for all. So there you have it, a deep dive into some of the hidden features of iOS 18. From battery settings to iMessage upgrades and accessibility enhancements, Apple packed a lot into this update. What's really cool is how these features blend into the background, just working seamlessly to improve your experience. You might not notice them at first glance, but once you do, they just make sense. These hidden features really enhance the iOS 18 experience. If I missed any gems you found, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my Instagram for more tech tips and laughs. Ethiojo, thanks for watching and see you next time.